You may have noticed I've been playing a lot of Embers Adrift on the channel lately, and it's for good reason. It's the most fun I've had in an MMO in ages. I love the old school MMO classics like EverQuest, Final Fantasy XI, Dark Age of Camelot, and it's not just because of the nostalgia of the long past era of those Twilight MMO years, it's because I enjoy Tad Target, strategic, dungeon crawling, slower paced MMOs. And I think there is a lot to say about Embers Adrift as a new MMO by the indie developers at Stormhaven Studio and their attempt at bringing back the old school spirit of MMORPGs with some modern takes. I know that a lot of my viewers have an itch they've been trying to scratch for years. One that I think they're sleeping on if they don't give Embers Adrift a shot. It very well could be the back scratch you've been waiting on, but it's here for you to enjoy right now. Now kick back, relax, and join me as I show you clips from the new dungeon I got to experience with the developers called Forgotten Depths. So like and subscribe for more MMO and RPG content, and if you want to see the full stream of Forgotten Depths, it's here on the channel for you to watch in full. Let's dig in though. Embers Adrift, although made by a very small development team, is pumping out content at a neck-breaking pace. At launch, I wasn't quiet about my complaints that it was lacking a lot of content, and I admit, right off the bat, there is still much that the MMO still needs, but they are at a very good point as of the recording of this video with unique content and options for players from beginning to end. And also, before we get to the juicy bits, let's talk about how Embers Adrift has a box price at $30 and a $10 a month subscription with no cash shop at all. So with this monetization practice, the developers work for the players to create content that will keep them subbed, and that is a business model I can get behind. Now yes, at the time of this recording, their big magic abilities are still in the works. So for now, you can still fulfill all your MMO needs. There are 3 types of tanks, there are 3 types of healers, and there are 3 types of DPS. Mixed in on all 3 of those are options for crowd control as well, but the magic is coming, and during the new dungeon I am showing, we got our first taste of what the magic will look like through the form of alchemy, and it was breathtaking, and it was also devastating, completely wiping our entire party. Embers Adrift is the kind of MMO where the journey to max level is a long one. We're talking classic EverQuest style, where each level up feels extremely rewarding. Embers is the kind of MMO where you will get excited when you see one of the hundreds of named mobs and want to camp it for the epic loot drops. Embers is the kind of MMO where you can solo, but grouping provides a bonus to XP and makes progression faster, not to mention less dangerous. Embers is the kind of MMO where you stop to help someone you see in trouble, or people come to rescue you when all hope seems lost. It's a single server MMO, and I think now is the time you need to jump in and join us, start leveling up, if for nothing else, to see some of these awesome zones, locations, and dungeons. The Forgotten Depths, which is a new dungeon added in their March update, is a premium dungeon experience where we faced off against hordes of creatures, all bloodthirsty to take us to our graves. The new mobs in Forgotten Depths are amazing, and the set pieces that make up the dungeon give it its own unique flavor and feel. It's a massive dungeon that over the course of a 2-hour play session, we absolutely just barely scratched the surface. I was already having a ton of fun with Embers Adrift, but after diving into the Forgotten Depths and experiencing it myself, I am beyond excited to get my main tune to level 28 so I can begin exploring this place day after day, week after week, until I have completely conquered and pillaged all the loot and all the bosses from this place. And did I mention that the Forgotten Depths is only on phase 1, and 2 more phases to expand the dungeon even further are already underway. Forgotten Depths is also a great example of the mystery and the way the lore is told in Embers Adrift. Little by little, quest by quest, NPC by NPC, you unravel more and more of what is happening, and each update gives us a little more as we try to learn the secrets of the power of the Ember and the civilization that came before, I love a good story behind a place, and I have no idea what is going on here in the Forgotten Depths, to be honest, yet anyway, but I intend to figure it all out. And it's these kind of dungeon crawling adventures that keeps me pumped and logging into Embers Adrift. It's the pacing and the chase for great loot drops that brought me from liking Embers Adrift to straight up maining it and wanting to be logged in 24/7. So listen to me, folks. I've been making videos about MMOs for nearly 5 years on this channel, and very rarely do I come to you and tell you to come try an MMO. I'm well aware that the majority of my audience is waiting for Pantheon Rise of the Fallen, or for Monsters and Memories, or even for Ashes of Creation, but there is absolutely no reason for you to sit around and twiddle your thumbs waiting for someone to finish making an MMO that scratches your classic MMO itch when Embers Adrift is available right now. I have a link in the description. Go to embersadrift.com, make an account, and then get your copy and start playing. The $30 box price gets you 30 days and will start your journey into thousands of hours of excellent old school spirited MMO gameplay. The game loop itself is what has me hooked, and I just know it will grab you up and sweep you off your feet too. You're welcome to join my guild. There's a link in the description down below, and we would love to have you become a drifter with us. I'm not sure why you are still here listening to this video, but since you are, I'll continue on. Embers Adrift has been hammering content since they launched in October of 2022 with monthly updates that are the beefiest I've ever seen in the entire MMO space. It's not just impressive for an indie company, it's straight up amazing for even a AAA developer to pop out new mobs, new zones, new quests, new dungeons at the rate this team at Embers Adrift is doing it. And it's their dedication and updates that have brought me from on the fence to full support and love. Now prepare yourself for a slow grind up the levels, but with plenty of cool places to do it, and oftentimes, to be honest, you're so invested in some goal you have set for yourself. For example, mine is getting Glenn's drops in the Frog Dungeon, or playing with friends you will definitely make in the guild, that it tends to be some of the most memorable experiences you've had in an MMO in ages. Embers Adrift still has a lot to add to their game, their magic system being the most obvious, but what it has today and what it offers right now is plenty that my itch is gone. I'm still waiting for Pantheon, I'm still looking at other MMOs in the works, but I feel so much better having a home, having a game that caters to my old school MMO addiction, that is new, it's fresh, and it looks excellent, and with plenty of people to group with and level and get loot, find new quests, unlock more and more of the lore. I just couldn't be any happier to support Embers Adrift, and I hope you'll join us and put your money where your mouth is and say, yes, Embers Adrift, I support your monetization practices, and I support classically spirited MMOs. So come join me in Embers Adrift. I'm telling you, it's a fantastic time as long as you can get over the small hurdle of magic abilities are still coming, and make sure that when you do join Embers Adrift, you let them know that the Napalm sent you. Let's turn up the heat and get lots of new faces in here to group and learn the game together, and I hope you'll join me in my daily Embers Adrift adventures as I stream them right here on the channel. Now leave me a comment if you plan to give Embers Adrift a shot, or if you already have, and start getting those dings so we can plunder the Forgotten Depths and all the various other dungeons on the way there and beyond. And the Forgotten Depths, by the way, isn't the only dungeon. There are lots of other dungeons as you're leveling up. However, Forgotten Depths is a really premium dungeon. And that dungeon is in the game, level 28 to 32. Thanks so much for joining me. And once again, if you want to see the full stream, it's right here on the channel. And until next time, my friends, God bless and happy gaming. Real quick, I want to give a shout out to the members of Napalm. They have strapped on their armor and are casting the spells of awesome by supporting this channel and keeping me full-time every month. Thank you so very much. And I think you are interested in becoming a member. You can do so by clicking join down below this video and pick a level that is right for you. And I would like to give a very special thank you to the Lords of Napalm: Bounty Code, Jared Woodhouse, Daimlos, Farthest Reach, Sparrow, Christopher Hensel, Random Rob, Zelik Lived, Rodney Mom, Vander, Gallerine Moonsong, What's the Takeaway, Trips, Daniel Cordial, Chrono Guru, and Carlos Alberto. Thank you so very much for your highest tier membership.